What's up, preppers? Welcome to a live video. This one's a solar weather update. Don't panic, calm down. There's nothing major happening, so you don't have to go and pack your Faraday cages, but a few people have asked me for this. Hello to the people in the comments. I see Scottish Prepper and Lilith in there already. I know there's other people watching, but unless you say hello in the comments, I don't know you're there. Let me know if you can hear me okay, guys, in the comments, and we'll jump straight in with what's going on. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your news there, Lilith, and don't worry about the cat. Just don't tell them. That's my philosophy. Hear you all good. Excellent. Right, so we will jump straight in. There has been a bit of an event that's gone on, and it wasn't an X class. It was M9.7, and it's released quite a big CME. The majority of it should pass to the side of us, but we will get a glancing blow on the 10th. What I want to do is go through what the changes are. So I'm going to pop this up, and then I'm really small down here. But this is one of the first sources that I want to tell you. I'm going to go through and I'm going to put all the sources up here of what I use. And I don't mean ketchup and brown sauce. I mean places I go for the space weather. So this is where I first started when I originally started looking. Spaceweather.com is a very simplified version of everything. It does have the sunspot map. It does have all the events, but it's more like a highlight reel. You can't just look into everything. It's just like if something happens, it'll be on there. So it's a good one if you're just monitoring it for cool stuff that happens. Right, so this was the scary one here. Can't drag it over, but this one right above my head here, this 3697. This is the third passing of this around the sun. It changes its number every time it comes around the front. So we have seen this particular sunspot 3 times. Now, this is the one that emitted the X20 out the side once it passed last time. So obviously this is the one we were nervous about it coming back round. Hi, Miss Worm. But it's been relatively quiet. It's not really grown too much. It's been in and out. It's released a lot of M-class flares, a couple of very low X1s at the start, but it's been quite quiet. So the solar storm video that I put on that we were watching for hasn't happened. Now, that's not me going, oh no, I got it wrong. I'm glad, we're monitoring it for that just in case. We're not completely out the woods. You can see there's a lot of sunspots still coming up. This 3709 on the left-hand side here looks quite tasty. It's got a lot of this where you see this white here on the filter. Often that can open up and become the full sunspots. So there is what we're looking at the moment. Now, the reason I like space weather is they have this little button down here. See this where it says expand below it? It's got labels and no labels, so you can see the markers. But it's also got this, which is Carrington. And if there's one sunspot on there, it'll put it right next to it for a comparison. But what it does is it shows you the drawing of the Carrington event, so you can compare it in size to what's going on. So that's why I end up with that one at first. Now, what's happened this week is we've had this M9.3. They're saying 9.3. Space Weather saying 9.7. It'll be around about the same. Hello. Hi, David. Welcome. And it's shooting a lot of plasma out, which is interesting. And what is interesting about this, we briefly crossed the strong S3 solar radiation threshold, which makes this the first time we've reached S3 threshold since 2017, the strongest solar radiation storm of the current cycle thus far. So although it's not produced that big X class, it is still breaking records, as it were. So, I mean, this is a danger to astronauts and high-flying people, stuff like that, but not really anything to us. But the CME emitted, which you'll see here, there you go, That's a filter of the CME being emitted. That will pass to like the west of us, but we will receive a glancing blow. That is coming on the 10th, Monday the 10th. They're saying midday. These are usually US times, so it might be early evening for us in the UK. But we'll see. We'll monitor that, obviously, when it starts to come in at the 10th. And later on, the second half of the day, a G1 storm will be in effect. So if we're going to see any auroras again, it's going to be on that night. The blast was our direction generally, but it's kind of off to the side now that that sunspot has passed right there. So let me show you on here. So when it passes like this point here on the sun, anywhere in this area, we're going to get hit directly. Yeah. Round about here is where the Carrington event was. So anywhere in this central area, we're going to hit directly. It's emitted from this 3697 and it's off to the right. So although we're not getting a direct hit, there's a chance of a glancing blow. But there's solar winds and stuff like that. So last time they said this, we never saw anything. So it just disappeared into the ether. So glancing blow is always a maybe. So let me show you around this one. Let me change the URL at the top for your reference. It's this one's Space Weather Live. Now, this is where I get the segments for when I'm doing the live monitoring. You'll see aspects of this that you'll recognize from that. They have the latest images, or not the latest. I mean, this one's 248, but they do put images up here. They update it to stuff going on. You've got the proton flux here. This is the far side image. So if you look at the far side now, it's looking relatively clean. So we might be calming down soon. And this is what you see on my streams. So this is where this is constantly monitoring when the flares come in. We had an M1 flare. Often it's an actual flare when you see like a peak like that. Some of the minor ones around here, you won't see a peak. There will just be tiny flares, but they're not really registering on it. All of this stuff you can delve further into. More data, 24 hours. You can zoom in on sections of this and really go to town, however much you want to get into that. It's a cool resource all in one place. It's all under this tab of real-time solar activity, but they've got lots to explore on this. They also have their Aurora stuff. Now, their Aurora stuff isn't great, if I'll be honest. They have the KP index, which when that's up really high, that's when we've got chances, but I'll show you something more advanced than that. I've just been attacked by a moth. I'm not just fanning myself for no reason. So you can see they've got an Aurora map there, but it's very basic. It's not even popping up at the moment, but hey-ho. Yeah, so I don't use that for that. What I use is the next source, which is this, which is aurorareach.com. Now, this is as close to real time as we can get with the auroras. When we had all them storms and people were sending me the pictures in and stuff like that, this was like accurate to where it was being seen. And whereas on other Aurora maps, the colors mean the chance of seeing it. So green's a low chance and orange is a higher chance. And red is like guaranteed. This is just more the strength of it. So this could be green all the way down here. It doesn't mean you might see it. It means you are going to see it, but it's how strong it is. It puts the little pins in for sightings of the auroras when they come up. And this is pretty much it's real time. You do have to click refresh. I have an auto refresh feature when I do it on my streams, so it refreshes automatically every 30 seconds. I'm going to read through some of the comments shortly. I love just seeing his Scottish preppers saying Aurora Reach sounds like a porn star. Well, yeah, okay. It's a good name. It's a good name. She's not much to look at, but she's got long arms. Right. So predicting these auroras, never easy. But this next source, I will change. It's not really you're going to have to write that one down. It's not something that you remember off the top of your head. But this Potsdam website, they have the KP index on there, which I don't know where the page is now, but their KP index is the same as one we just saw, but they also have this HP30 and HP60. This HP30 is what we put on our live monitoring streams. This is exactly the same as the KP index. It's monitoring like the hit power of it, but it goes past that level 9. So during them solar storms and them auroras we saw a few weeks ago, this was up to 13 at times. So it's a much more accurate reading. There he is. Go away, Mr. Moth. It's because I've got a big ring light on. So yeah, this is what we use to predict the auroras. Once we think there's auroras coming, we use the map to then map out where they're going to be seen, if we're going to get any sightings, and that's whether we decide to start the live streams or not. And the last one is the big picture that you always see on my live streams, which is this. This is the coolest tool ever. Let me change the URL at the top. This is HelioViewer. Just make sure you go to that exact site. If you just search HelioViewer, there's a few different ones, and the original student prototype comes up and things like that. It's not quite as polished as this one. This is cool. You can zoom in, zoom out, move it around, very free flowing. You can, I don't know where the Earth thing's gone. There's usually a little Earth. Oh, there it is. There you go. There's the scale of Earth that you can put next to it. So as you zoom in, you could see how we compare in size with scale on that. And this is also where I do all the videos you see. So the latest footage. Now this image is always the latest image. Whereas spaceweather.com and things like that are always behind, because obviously they're relying on people to clip it, upload it, make sure it's right, etc. This is always just the latest image. Sometimes it's blurred, sometimes it's not clear, because it just comes through automatically. You can see we got little goings on here now. On this, you have all these different observatories and instruments here. Most of my videos are done SDO AIA and the different filters here. So if I just put that on to 131, you'll recognize this. This is where you can see like the flares quite strong with that kind of filter on. There's loads of different ones, and you can drill down past all the glare to just the sunspots, and we can see what's going on with that as well, which is cool. So yeah, how we make the videos, I'll even show you that. All the tricks are given away. You can all start your own solar monitoring soon. So this is movie generator up here on the right. You can take a little screenshot, you can embed the code somewhere, but this little movie icon here, you can use the full window, or you can select an area. So we can just select this area here. Oh, see that bright change then? That's the new image loading in. So when you see it flick up and glow like that and go down, that's the bright image loading in. Confirm that selection, and you've got all these options: 12 days, 1 day, week, 28 days. You can go far as you can have an hour worth of footage, or 28 days. So if we say just for the last day, I always bang it up to 30 frames a second just for more detail, and then you just click OK, and it'll do all that in the background. And once that's done, I'll show you the video on there. Let's quickly look in the chat, because I'm like 12 or 13 behind. What's going on? Miss Worm, big enough sunspots and we'll all be dry roasted. There you go. Wow, the Earth is smaller than the hotspots. Yeah, it is. I mean, everyone knows the Earth is smaller, but when you see it to that kind of scale, it really does put it in perspective. Oh, that's only a little flare. No, it's about 10 times the size of us. And this was the sunspot that we were monitoring, and you can see, just unreal. So yeah, we are very tiny on the grand scheme of things. Factor 50 won't cut it. Definitely not. If you zoomed into my... Oh, but I'm not reading that out. Jesus, Bob. Come on. Where's my moderators? Been eating curries, yeah. There we go. I've just had a pop-up to say, see this at the top? That's now ready. So I can click on that. You can download it. You can click YouTube. I've never tried that, just uploading it direct, but you'll see that it plays. You can see the time, the clock going at the bottom, and you just get, based on all the photos, individual photos come up, it renders that footage. So when you see me put the footage of the big flares, it's finding the 2 timestamps and setting that up, and off you go. So that's about it. That's all the tools I use. People have been asking, so I thought I would fill you all in on that. If you have any further questions, you can always email me. That's not a problem. The main news being this M9.3 has emitted this huge CME that we see there. That should give us a glancing blow on the 10th, in theory. Nothing to worry about. Look at this wall of plasma it shot out as well. That's unreal. That's so cool. Yeah. That's it. I hope that helps people that have been asking. Any questions? Yes, it does let you download and save them videos, Lilith. So literally, they stay on here as well. So your own account, you don't even have an account. It's just using cookies. It'll keep it here. So I can click on that, literally click download, and it's gone straight in there. Hey, my download's done. And I can see it. You can't see it because I'm not sharing that window, but it literally just downloads straight away. Oh, thank you, Bob Hunter. How can we defeat our enemies? It depends who your enemies are. It's a very vague question, Bob. We can stand them in front of a solar flare. Give me a bit to answer that. See, I have this rash. I'm not answering them questions, Scottish. That's what the email's for. The Carrington sunspot, I assume you mean. I don't know if we could show the Carrington on this. Does it have that as a feature? No, we got... This is cool as well, by the way. You've got celestial bodies, so you can hit Mercury and stuff. And if you pan right out, oh, there they are. There's Mercury over there. There's Venus over there. So it does tell you where the planets are in respect to it as well. Forgot to tell you that. Regards to the size of Carrington compared to Earth, it's just... I mean, I could definitely put something together to show you that. But if you look at the scale we're on there, let's make it so you can see it better. There we go. So if you look at the scale we're here, yeah, and then we go to this and show you the Carrington on this. There's the Carrington. So that, yeah, that's kind of about the same size. Carrington. So the Earth's about the size of this spot here. Well, half the size of that spot there. So there you go. This spot here at the top, that's the size of Earth. That's the size of the Carrington event. There you go. That was a handy spot to be exactly that size, wasn't it? Jesus, Scottish, you're supposed to moderate this stuff, not stir it up. Any other questions? Pop them in. We've got a bit of time. Yeah, my journey was literally, I found when I was searching the Carrington event, obviously this site came up first because it's got that Carrington comparison. So I've always kind of kept it for that reason. There's other sites that people use also. Bob, what I need to put this on the screen. What's going on, Bob? Thank you for the donations. I do really appreciate that. My cat is a Tory. Can I change her mind not to vote for a lying dog? I have no words for you. The bad news for your cat, I think, after watching that debate on BBC the other night, is they are all but done. And that's not me taking any sort of political sides. I vote for policies every year, and I've voted for Conservatives once. Shoot me down. I've voted for different parties at different times, depending on what they're offering. But they've just shot themselves in the foot so much this last week that then there's no coming back. They're not crawling back from this one, which is unfortunate because it becomes a one-horse race by the looks of it. Anyway, politics aside, any questions about space, Bob? Thank you for the donations. I do really appreciate it. Can you say the site you follow for solar watching? Definitely. Let me know. You won't be able to paste the URL. I think YouTube stops you for doing that. But if you tell me what it is it there's the Solar Ham radio site that people use as well. I'm not a fan of that one. And I found on key events, it's quite behind. Is that the site that you're on about? The Solar Ham one? No? Yes? No? I'm getting mixed signals from you, Lilith. Put the name of it in the chat by all means. You can't paste the URL of it because YouTube will stop you doing that. But put the name in the chat. Go for it. No problem at all. Star Trek all day long, Scottish. Star Trek, sorry. Dobsonian Power. Is that a website or is that a YouTube channel? Let's have a. This is dangerous to Google things while people are watching live, isn't it? They could tell me to do anything. Yes, I've seen the guy. I have seen the guy. Yeah. I've got mixed feelings on him. He's got what he does. And he's dedicated to what he does. But I've been in there at one point when we had one of the X-Flares that I knew wasn't a threat, said it hadn't released a CME, no problems. And I went into his and it was a bit, over dramatized. We'll be talking about the Tomorrow People next. It's a YouTube channel. Yeah, I have seen him. Some people do say it's scaremongering. They say the same thing about me, but like I say, I tell everyone I'm monitoring it for my own purposes. This is the reason I started prepping in the first place, was doing research on the Carrington event, how long it's been since something like that, how long it's overdue, how the solar maximums are panning out. So that's why I started the monitoring. And even when I put an update up of like solar storm on its way, I usually say, don't worry, unless it gets to this scale, really nothing to worry about. We're just watching for pretty lights in the sky. Angela Jones, be right back, gunshots outside. Oh my God. What's happening? Okay, we'll hang around till Angela comes back and make sure she's okay. It's gone to an ad. What's gone to an ad? Pheasants. Hunters. Okay, right. Okay, I'm way too urban to be hearing stuff like that. I used to live in Manchester. Don't tell me there's gunshots outside. You're back now. I didn't know I'd gone. Sorry, I apologize. I'm not clicking anything to put adverts in. YouTube decides to put them in. I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't get adverts because they annoy the hell out of me as well. Just had 2 adverts. That sucks. I'd love to say that it's helping me, but I mean, they might give me half a pence. Right, okay. I think it's different for every people. They just put it in. I mean, I know some people you can. It tells me I can set it up and I can click advert, and, you know, trying to churn out, but I don't like doing that, so I just let it do what it wants. So I do apologize for the adverts. 0.006 of a penny. That's it. Bob's just paid my wages in his 2 donations. £7 for this stream. That's it. Me retiring after that. That's quality. So, but yeah, I hope that helps with all the solar stuff, and you can check out them sites for yourself. Like I say, if you do have any follow-up questions, chuck me an email. I don't know where it is on the screen. I don't know why it reverses this. Thrown out all over the place. I've got to go now and sort the rest of this chaos that's going on here. It looks rather organized behind me, but if you could see the other side, you'd know it's nowhere near finished. What was that? My ad was non-skippable. Sorry, Miss Worm. Thanks, guys. I really do appreciate you all being here. And I will continue to monitor it as I always do, and we'll see what these ones coming around monitor. I know what's going to happen. As soon as they go around the side, it'll release it then. But as long as it keeps doing that, we're all safe. And all the Faraday cage. What is... Is there something wrong when my cat tells me I'm a genius and that I'm the most beautiful, well-prepared soul on the planet? Thanks for the donation, Bob. No, there's only something wrong, Bob, if you answer him back. Yeah, that's... thank you for keeping it light like that. Angela, oh my God, thank you very much. You really don't have to do that. I just appreciate you guys being here. But yes, thank you for that donation. That's awesome. Just liking and subscribing and sharing the channel is all I ever need from you guys. Getting the information out there. So I do have to go. This chaos is not going to sort itself, but I've got like 3 or 4 videos coming up in post edit already. So I'm going to spam you all with content. Oh, wow. Lilith, thank you. I'm trying to leave. Stop. Stop holding me back. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much. I'll see you all in the next one.